But today, a big difference was that they did not fall behind. Out of the 3 sets so far, just one of them, and they jumped out to the big lead in the first.
Well, I would tell you that if this plays out and Wantagh ends up winning this match, Floral Park will look back on those 2 set points that they didn't finish out in the second set.
Yep, they had them at 24-23, 26-24, 25-24 as well. They had chances. Alice Brandt starts the 4th set. Outside it comes to Abby Cullen. Hickman, and Hickman's back hit the net. It's been a frustrating night for the Floral Park middle blocker.
It hasn't. She has to let that get out of her head. It's not easy to do. Once you get that frustration in you, I know it. You know, it's hard to let it roll.
Cullen, 2-0 Wantagh. Or rather, as D'Antonio has the ace.
D'Antonio's been their clutch server all evening.
Again floats it, as Cheryl Matthews been superb tonight. Got it for Floral Park, and Natalie Hickman will finish it. So she terminates to make the score 2-1 in the 4th.
Entertaining match regardless of who ends up winning this. It's just been so fun to watch.
Nicole Wagner, tough ball to handle by Emily Kaufman. And we're tied at 2 with a Floral Park ace.
You know, as a coach, you don't want to steamroll yourself into any type of championship or moving forward. So if I'm the Wantagh coach and we find a way to win, I'm very happy that my girls had this type of tough challenge.
Kaufman this time passes the test. Weir gives up a free ball. Alice Brandt into Hickman, and Hickman is feeling much more like herself.
Well, she is, and she mixes it up nicely. You know, first she uses some touch shots, and she's some power shots. This one, she sees that corner open, and she just powers it right into that open spot.
Nicole Wagner's serving. This time drops it low. Another good ball. And can Floral Park convert? And they won't get a swing. Hagan, Jillian Graham, and Cheryl Matthew. Few times, if any, that she was not perfect on the dig.
Well, I think she wishes that she could pull her arms back. I think she thought it was going out of bounds after she hit it.
Lori LaRusso says she's the most talented libero I've ever had to work with in her 18 years of coaching. And she's shown that as down the line, Grace Brandt picks up the kill.
Floral Park just never goes away. They really don't. They just keep coming at you, keep coming at you, keep coming at you. I mean, Brandt just makes, again, you know, we can't keep repeating ourselves, but the placement of these shots is unbelievable.
Jillian Graham, and Floral Park can't get the second ball. So Jillian puts it in a great spot, 4 apiece. Jillian had 11 kills, 6 digs at Floral Park. 8 kills in the first meeting, so she did not have a gigantic game. Graham, though, had 19 kills, a season high, in their victory against Southside early in the year. Cross-court shot falls. How about that? Difficult to pull off for Jamie Reach.
Makes the coach look like a genius on that sub. She just subs into the match, and then they let her end the point immediately.
Redirected by Alice Brandt. Reach setting for Graham. Oh, the backup middle, Jamie Reach with the assist, and the Warriors feeling good about themselves at 6-4.
Sure, and Ralph, this goes right to what you were talking about when you say practice is competitive. Coach says he's so deep. No matter who you put in, it's as if they should have been starting the entire time.
Rendy out to Graham, and Matthew has been her nemesis. Kayla Rendy and Weir. Weir to the front, Rendy. Graham gets a double. Great up by Wagner. Pushed across, and it falls for Grace Brandt.
Grace Brandt's touch is unbelievable. When you watch this ball, it looks like it's going out of bounds by 2-3 feet, and then it drops right on the line.
Back to Jackie Tam. Graham now on the far side. Out to Jillian Graham, roll shot, Cheryl Matthew again. The block out of bounds. That kill belongs to Grace Brandt, but the libero for Floral Park is putting on a show.
She sure enough is, and we've watched two great liberos in two back-to-back matches today, but that's, body control. I'm all about the body control on that.
Corey, and that's Tam to get on it. Graham looks to place it. Grace Brandt wanted that same spot from earlier. And Weir saves the day. Valletta. And they're gonna get Jamie Reach for a double hit. Floral Park in front in the fourth.
It's a great action, back and forth, back and forth.
The tip from Corey. And attempting the dump. It's been a while since Alice Brandt tried it.
Perfectly timed, perfectly placed.
Timeout Wantagh.
Look at the touch on this. I mean, there's nobody within 2 feet either way.
You could see the years, the lifetime, particularly that the Brandt twins have invested in volleyball, the intensity that they have on the court, and they're gonna have wonderful college careers. They hope to bring a banner back to Floral Park with them tonight. In Nassau County Class A, Wantagh has been so good. Long Beach moving up to Class AA this season as they will battle Massapequa. Garden City's had a championship in there. Floral Park's success has been in Class B, 2010 winners, 2011 finalists. But the enrollment figures in volleyball have changed in New York State, so that's why we have this matchup, at least this season.
Yeah, I don't understand why everybody just doesn't go by the same, ABC. I don't understand the AA, It's a little confusing for me.
You need a textbook to really figure it out.
Especially me. This year, thank God, they went to another bracket in lacrosse. It's ABCD.
But we're doing the homework so you can enjoy the volleyball and make sense of it. Faith Valletta, the swing, and puts it where there is no defender.
She's had such a good night tonight. Smart player. I love her energy that she brings.
Corey, that's into the bottom or the top of the net. Sarah Corey just couldn't quite connect.
Wantagh doesn't want this one to get away here.
As the Warriors will make a sub in the front row and bring back Carly Sullivan. And Graham didn't get the set she wanted from Kayla Rendy.
Those back sets are the most difficult because you're not looking at your target.
You need incredible chemistry and feel. Jackie Tam, Floral Park's largest lead since the first set. Rendy for Sullivan. She's blocked. Point Floral Park. Lift called against one of the Wantagh players. Rendy out to Reach. And Valletta rows it across. Rendy back to Graham. It missed with no touch. Floral Park opens up a 7-point lead. You get 2 timeouts a set. Reach. Tam setting. Grace Brandt. Floral Park, this is a 10-0 run. Here is the timeout for Wantagh.
Floral Park is showing you exactly why they deserve to be in this game today. They just keep coming at you, coming at you. They have several weapons. They have smarts. They have power. They have touch. They have a great libero. Everything that a championship team needs.
10-0 run as Wantagh looks to regroup. They've played in just one 5-setter this season, and that was coincidentally not against Southside, but a victory at Manhasset this year for the Warriors. A year ago, they swept away a good Long Beach team, 3-0, that we had here on Verizon Fios 1 Sports. 2 years ago, they were the 1 seed, losing to 2-seeded Southside in the A final. And lost again in 2012 to Southside in 4. Jackie Tam will continue. This is her 10th serve during this run.
And again, she's been the best server this evening for Floral Park.
Floral Park had changed their offense midway through the season. They played a 6-2 with Jackie being the right side. 15-7. Or make it 6.
So surprising how, Wantagh has played the last 2 sets looking like world beaters, and now we're back to the way it looked in the first set, where Floral Park has just picked it up to a point where Wantagh can't get anything started.
And this looks like the Wantagh team we saw in the first set.
Absolutely.
Jackie Tam with another very precise serve, as Lori LaRusso says. You give her a spot on the floor on the other side, she'll put the ball there. As running up to get it is McCartan. And another violation, double contact on Wantagh. Wow. 13-0. Wantagh has already spent the timeout. Tam goes deep. Hagan outside reach. Out it comes Grace Brandt. And this one landed on the Floral Park end. So Wantagh finally stops the bleeding.
They need to go on a 10-0 run themselves right here. Get back into this. They do not want this to go to a 5th game.
Rachel McCartan. And that won't help.
No, very uncharacteristic there.
Floral Park next in rotation, Grace Brandt. Hagan goes to Cullen. And Young Claus, that's off the antenna. Again, her momentum carried her too far. So that's out and a Wantagh point. (18-8) Floral Park. They took the first set 25-13. The second and third sets were highly competitive. As now Freeman Lee are down officials, making sure Wantagh has the right server, and they do with Christina Weir. Oh, now they're going to try again.
Well, there was a lot of subs, so now they're just making sure they went through a flurry of substitutions there and just making sure the right person should be serving.
As Wantagh coach Dan O'Shea, typically, as we've talked about their depth, he'll play in competitive matches as many as 10 girls because there is not much of a drop-off, and he's done that tonight. So it won't be Weir.
Sullivan, it looks like.
Freeman Lee's one of the deans of volleyball officials. Looks like he's satisfied, so is Dottie Lynch, the up official, and it is senior Carly Sullivan. Young Claus, and she'll just direct it to the corner. Cullen. And Grace Brandt can only set it. Now to Cullen for the swing.
There's a well set up play there. Everybody got some touches on it, and they just set up Cullen beautifully right here. And you see, goes cross court to cross court.
Carly Sullivan will continue. Not a great first ball. Free ball, Wantagh Warriors. Hagan. There's the swing from Courtney Cardona, and Faith Boletta for Floral Park picks up the key block.
Boletta makes a great block there, and then it just kind of falls in between everybody.
And a low line drive will stop the Floral Park momentum as she will exit in the front row for serve receive and frustrated with herself. Well, Floral Park has the healthy lead in the fourth, trying to force what might be an incredible fifth set. Emily Kaufman, DS, might be the best passer on the team that's loaded with them. Good serve. Free ball for Wantagh, driven back deep by Tam. Cullen, and Matthew has that one perfectly. Grace Brandt swings. Cullen misses, and that is all what they'll say touch on Floral Park.
What a great point that was, though. I mean, you talk about Matthew. I mean, what a save she makes back there to even keep Floral Park in that point.
Kaufman too far. Alice Brandt. Good low serve. Back out to Cullen, well off the line. But it's coming back for Wantagh. Shannon Hagan, Cullen better swing. That's the result.
That sure is. And you heard it. You can definitely hear the difference. And she gets full force on that. Great jump, great extension, great follow through.
A thump from Abigail Cullen. And now Olivia D'Antonio for Wantagh trying to make a push. Hickman. Hickman on the joust. Drilled deep by Cardona. Brandt tries the middle. McCartan. Natalie Hickman on the Floral Park block.
Does a nice job there to block that shot, and then obviously the placement of that block where it lands is out of reach of anybody.
Nicole Wagner had a very good serving run early in this fourth set. And she starts off with one here.
It's looking more and more like we're going to a fifth game. Unbelievable.
Wagner's dream is to walk on to a Division I program like Sacred Heart in Connecticut. She's a junior. McCartan. They'll say, no touch, it landed in. So another fine cross-court shot by Rachel McCartan.
That's been her shot for the evening. She's done it well.
Only a junior. What a special outside hitter Wantagh has. And a mix-up in serve-receive, but Floral Park gets it across. McCartan. And Grace Brandt down the line. McCartan down the middle. Matthew, superb. Hickman smashes. Double contact. Floral Park with the point. Hickman just seemed relieved, like finally.
She sure enough did.
Hagan and McCartan able to hit over the double, and what a dig by Grace Brandt. Sullivan. Net violation, Floral Park. So Wantagh is able to extend it to 23-14. Floral Park raced ahead midway through. We were even at 4 apiece before they put together a 13-0 run, primarily with Jackie Tam serving. as Shannon Hagan dropped it across. Belletta outside. Floral Park again. Belletta. It is set point in the fourth for Floral Park.
Belletta's fun to watch, isn't she?
Her activity in basketball. Wonder what she's like in lacrosse. She would have to be your face guarder.
She would, but I bet when she scores a goal, she does a great little celebration.
Carly Sullivan. That got the corner. Big swing from Carly Sullivan as she looked and said, I did not intend for it to happen like that. 24-15. More of a finesse hitter as they describe her. Still set point. Belletta on the slide. And out to reach. Wantagh claiming a touch. And now Freeman Lee will say, hold on. There was a tip.
Be curious to see if that ball was tipped.
So we'll continue. Alice Brandt missed. So a late push here. Let's have a look 2 plays ago. Jamie Reach's swing. Yep, maybe it changed in direction. Again, the dump by Alice Brandt. Out to Cullen. Grace Brandt. Wantagh chance to hang on. Cullen. And they will say touch. This was a 10-point spread at 23-13, 24-14. In the middle, Belletta, and there it is. 25-18, Floral Park finishes off the 4th set. They have forced a 5th. What a 5th setter when we come back to SUNY Old Westbury. County Championship is on the line on Verizon Fios One Sports. So here we are, an enticing 5th set tonight from SUNY Old Westbury to decide Nassau County Class A. Ralph Bjorchik with Tracy Weiner. Floral Park was just in a super pressure cooking 5-setter when they upended Southside to get here. Wantagh's only been in 1 5-setter this season, winning at Manhasset. Floral Park's libero, Cheryl Matthew, there in the pink jersey, has been flat out awesome.
Well, she sure has, and really, in order to get to a 5th set, you need to have control. You need to have somebody that's willing to put themselves out there, and not that all the girls aren't, but she controls that back row, and she really does just so much to keep everything so calm and to give her team the best opportunity to extend these points, and she helps to extend them to the point where Wantagh makes a mistake and then they end up winning the point.
As Lori LaRusso talked about it, that she's so hard on herself, a tremendous student athlete. Told you the story about the varsity boys volleyball team trying to recruit her to play because she is so good, and she allows the Brandts to be great at what they do because there are so many perfect passes that lead to good swings.
Well, in order for a team to truly be successful, you have to understand your role and become great at it. And I think that that's what she understands. That for a team, you chose a team sport. You cannot be bigger than that. She understands her role, she does it to perfection, and now she's got an opportunity to be a county champion.
It's play to 25, win by 2 in the 5th set. Floral Park, 2-1 in 5-setters, all 3 of them against Southside. Southside will open up with first serve. Abigail Cullen. Off the error, it's 1-0 Floral Park. We wondered about momentum. It's almost like momentum hasn't meant anything because the sets have all been so different.
Hasn't meant a thing, I agree.
Graham setting, Hagen. And Matthew. And a mistake by Floral Park as her teammate, some miscommunication there.
Yeah, and now both teams have started off a little rough. Service into the net, miscommunication. It's a 5th game jitters right there.
Alice Brandt for Hickman. Nice tip.
Hickman likes that play. You know, she keeps you off guard because you don't know what she's going to do. And I think that's the best part of what she does. Everybody, you know, expects her to go for that power shot. She just finesses it over the net.
Nicole Wagner. A good ball at Christina Weir. Jillian Graham. Out it comes Grace Brandt. Off net, no antenna. Play continues. Graham smashes. Matthew gets the ball. And it's off the ceiling, and that's 3 contacts. So it's 2-2.
I look for Graham to start to take over in this 5th game. You know, she's been a little quiet since that 2nd one, but now it's her time.
Weir drops it in on Brandt. And Alice out to Grace. Block back at her. Hagen. Jillian Graham puts Wantagh in front.
This is going to be Jillian Graham time. They're going to set her up every chance they get. And they're going to say to Floral Park, look, we're going to keep feeding her until you can stop her.
Short service at Hickman. And Grace Brandt won't get a swing. Hagen here for Corey, and Hickman nullifies that.
That set was a little short for Corey. She did the best that she could just to get it over the net, but she didn't really get it with any type of height, and it goes right into the block.
Now Cheryl Matthew. Off the tape, down the line. Matthew again to the front. However, they'll have to give the ball up. 3-all, 5th set. Double block was waiting for Graham. Lift against Wantagh. And Graham not in position to swing. Alice Brandt turns to Grace again. And Floral Park by 2.
Floral Park plays with such a calmness. You know, they just play with we're having a great time out here. It's just another day on the court with my friends. You know, they're so much fun to watch.
Hagen tried to dump. Hagen now to Graham. And there's Grace Brandt. Shannon Hagen once more for Graham, who is getting all the work right now, and Floral Park was expecting it.
Well, they need to look for somebody else right about now because I think everybody's aware that they're going to be going to her, and they've really shut her off.
Service error makes it 6-4. You get a sense it's who makes one play, who makes the least mistakes.
Yeah, who gets on that one run, that one little run, and gives themselves a push.
So now Kayla Rendy. Boletta outside. Pushed out to Graham. First ball by Wagner. And Boletta will play for another point. Cullen. There's no touch, and Floral Park again, defense has been their calling card this year.
Cheryl Matthew, that's the point's on her. Look at this hustle. I mean, unreal, unbelievable. Gets the balls that you'd never expect. Wantagh thought that point was over.
Tam with a very nice floater. Now Graham tipping, pancake by Wagner. Valletta tipping. Rendy, Jillian Graham, right down the line.
You see Coach imploring her team, finish the play, finish the play. And you see Graham here gets it done, but you know, Coach wants them on this play, get it out of there, hit it.
Dump, and there is the latest from Alice Brandt.
Unbelievable. Nobody expected it. I didn't even expect that. I thought for sure they were going to set up Valletta on that one.
That might be her third that she does with her back squarely to the net.
Unreal.
Abigail Cullen. And Valletta looking to run the slide, and she changes course beautifully.
What Valletta does on this is that as the Wantagh defense is shifting to her side of the court, she just goes opposite court where there's nobody standing there. Look at this, and she readjusts her body and everything to go get it. So fun to watch them. And again, you don't want to talk about a Wantagh team. I mean, they are the top seed. They are the favorite. It's nice to see the underdog come in here, though, not be intimidated. And really, I mean, Faith Valletta has I mean, look at those numbers tonight. Those are like LeBron James numbers.
And she's played extremely well. 14 kills on her nights. Quieter in the semis, which was a 5-setter with 7 kills, 3 blocks. She had 15 kills, her season high earlier in their season opening match against Southside. Wantagh spending their first timeout. Cullen. There's no tip. And Cullen, and the book on her is trying to hit through bodies and people. Got too much of that. She smashes, and this time it's in.
Perfect.
So Abigail Cullen quickly redeems herself, gets the set right back. As Hagan is trying to jumpstart her. An overpass, and Sullivan puts it away.
Sullivan took advantage right there of a mishit. Ball goes over the net on the first pass, and she just doesn't waste any time.
Valletta, and this time places it from her outside hitter spot, so the versatility she's shown tonight matches her season high with 15 kills.
Look at the height she gets on that. Just great arm swing.
And McCartan has that ball fall off of hands. 11-8 Floral Park as we near the changeover. Matthew perfect to the middle. Again, Alice Brandt, much quicker dump there, more of a line drive.
What a sense of calmness once Matthew comes back into the game. They just let her control that whole back area.
Sullivan, and Sullivan had the set a touch too far ahead of her. We've reached the changeover with Floral Park ahead at 13-8. So just a brief pause as the two teams will switch sides and then continue. Floral Park seeking the program's second ever county title. Wantagh seeking their remarkable 15th. Graham from the back line. As Young Claws back on the floor for Floral Park. McCartan. And Natalie Hickman also back on the corner. And Hickman makes it a 6-point lead.
I love how Hickman picks and chooses her spots, but when she hits it with authority, you know it.
Alice Brandt drives it. And there's a swing on the outside for Wantagh, and it falls for Floral Park. Grace Riddle, for the first time, I believe, all night, a 5'9" sophomore, got the swing for Wantagh before Floral Park, the latest dump from Alice Brandt.
Yeah, coach is just trying to find something, O'Shea, that, you know, is going to spark this team.
And it will be a Wantagh point, so Grace Riddle, a sophomore that's going to be a big part of the future, a pure power hitter, gets called on for a couple of key points. Olivia D'Antonio. An ace in front of Cheryl Matthew.
This is who you want serving right now. You need some points. You need to play a little catch-up here. This is exactly who you want.
It ends up as just an exchange.
Coach only has one timeout left, and he's going to have to pick and choose that spot wisely. You don't want this game getting any more out of hand, but you don't want to also call it too quickly.
Dan O'Shea taking over for head coach Katie Lux McKeefrey, who is certainly going to be back as she had the birth of her next child recently. Graham. Net violation, Floral Park. (16-11). And now Christina Weir. Hickman on the first contact. Grace Brandt tries the corner. And Graham can't get a swing. Hickman will.
Hickman's tired of all those net balls on herself, so they just unleash her on this kill. Boy, she wanted it too. They gave it to her as a perfect setup. She doesn't miss.
Matthew, outstanding serve. And it's touchdown by Boletta, but it is an ace. Timeout, Wantagh Warriors. The defending A champions are in trouble.
Well, they sure are, and Floral Park is just feeling it. They're feeling the energy of the fans. They're feeling the moment. And I think for them, knowing that they've already beat Southside, similar fashion, why not? I mean, they are here, they're ready to go. They definitely have Wantagh on their heels at the moment.
And Tracy, you and I both wondered into a fifth set, who might have an advantage in terms of momentum? Is it the team that's supposed to be here, Wantagh, or the Floral Park team that got here by their chinny chin shins yesterday, climbing out of the deficit they did against Southside? You wonder, would they be looser? Would Wantagh's championship experience help them?
Yeah, I also think that the team that the fifth set helps is the team that has to win the fourth set to get there. So I think the momentum's with them. You know, you're Wantagh, you're up 2-1, and you're feeling like, okay, we're gonna end this thing now. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, we gotta go to a fifth game. So I did feel like the momentum was with Floral Park.
A lot of great seniors on both sides. As Matthew dials up a great serve, Jillian Graham. And Matthew played, and she'll rescue that third contact. Graham again, out of bounds.
Floral Park has such resiliency. They make you work for every single point.
Shannon Hagan, the first-year starting center for Wantagh. Alice Brandt thought about the dump again. Cullen. Graham block. She gets consecutive kills.
She's hitting those with such authority that even though they're blocking them, they're flying out of bounds. I mean, she's just trying to will this win.
Hagan. And Belletta can only roll it, but it will fall.
Belletta takes a broken play and makes it look like it was scripted that way. They are just 6 points away from upsetting the top seed here.
One that would open up eyes across Long Island volleyball. Jackie Tam. Outside Abby Cullen, and Wagner is able to get that. Brandt to the back.